Hey guys, welcome back to Keeping It Unfiltered. I don't know why I'm doing the finger thing, but whatever. Before we get started with today's video, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button. So today's video is a little different. I know usually I do an episode where I sit there, have a topic, talk about something deep and things like that. I thought we should have like a more lighter mood. So I decided to ask you guys what are your assumptions on me on Instagram. And yeah, I'm just going to go through, I'm going to read those, and I'm going to let you guys know if you're right or wrong. So for starters, what I do want to say is I didn't get to really look at these. I kind of had a glance because what happened was, long story short, I put it on my phone, which is what I'm recording on. And this is the phone that I plan to read things on. But like when I tried to log into the app where you guys anonymously posted your thoughts, um, they weren't showing up. So I had to literally screenshot everything and then airdrop it to this phone. But like I said, I didn't really get to see them. I'm going to read everything. Some of these are not assumptions. Like some of them I saw like little comments. Um, yeah, y'all gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. The first thing I'll start with are the Instagram DMs where people message me directly instead of using the anonymous app. So this one says, my assumption on you, you were very confident most of your life. And honestly, no, that is not true. I think I feel confident in myself in a sense where I feel like I can accomplish anything. And that has to do with like what I've accomplished thus far. Times where I feel like I couldn't do something, I sat there and I made sure I did what I had to do. Or like manifestation. I think that's what gave me my confidence. So for example, I was like, okay, the first thing I want to do is buy a house. And like people looked at me like I was crazy. Like, you mean you want to get an apartment? And I'm like, no, I want to get a house. And I was able to do that. And then things that had to do with maybe a job or things in school, even with my grades and working and being able to balance things. Like, I feel that I believe in myself now. I feel like I've always had the drive in me, but it wasn't until my probably like in the middle of high school where I put my foot on the gas and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's start accomplishing all these things. And it wasn't until I want to say when I started doing really good in college, like as far as my grades, because if you guys don't know, I know I talked about in the previous video how I failed geometry, but even though I went to Central High School, which is an amazing school in the city of Philadelphia, y'all, my grades were bad. They were pretty bad. So it wasn't until college where I started making those good grades, and at the same time, I was working. So I was able to balance like a whole bunch of things, and then like becoming an RA. I feel that the accomplishments in my life are what made me become confident. And it's like once I start accomplishing one thing, I'm like, oh yeah, like I could definitely go for that, or I'm definitely able to do A, B, and C for myself, or get A, B, and C for myself. The other DM I had was, I guess at the morning, it was the morning time when this is in the morning when they replied, good morning, this is not an assumption, it's a compliment. You're very beautiful. As you already know and hear daily, I'd like to get to know you and take you out on a nice romantic date. I think that is very sweet of this person to say. I'm not going to lie, I thought it was an assumption because I saw the word assumption at glance. But I appreciate that a lot. So now I'm going to move into the anonymous post. And as I said, I screenshotted them. So I got all the screenshots here on the phone of the assumptions. I'm probably not going to be able to go through all of them. But yeah. Because y'all know I talk too much. Like, I really do talk too much. Okay, I'm going to just... And also, side note too. Looking at some of the things, some of these aren't assumptions. I guess I'm just make a comment on it, to be honest. But I already see the first screenshot. It's saying something that has nothing to do with an assumption. So I'm going to grab an assumption first, and then I'll go back to whatever the heck that said. Okay. So the first assumption is I assume you are close to your parents. Yes, I am close with my parents. Yeah. That's a true assumption. Like, I don't feel like there's any commentary with that, but yeah, I am close to my parents. The next assumption, I assume you have a secret boyfriend. I think that is so funny. I do not have a secret boyfriend. I am single and not dealing with. I am single. I'm funny. So I'm going to just go to one of the comments. This one says, I'm not annoyed by it, but like, y'all, we were supposed to be doing assumptions. And someone was like, I really like you. And I don't know who you are. So that really didn't do me any justice. I assume you don't want many kids. That's low-key a fact. Like, 3 is the cap, but I'm really at 2. 2 is probably going to be it for me. Now, if I have like 2 girls back to back or 2 boys back to back, then maybe I'll try to go for the 3rd just to like have another boy. I mean, just to, get that boy or get that girl that I would like. But then again, I can have 3 girls and 3 boys. So I don't know. I can't predict this stuff. But another thing too, if I get pregnant with twins, I really think that's it. That's a wrap for me. I don't see me going through it again. I can't predict the future, but as of right now, I always told myself, like, if the first time I have twins, then that's it. Like, carrying 2 for 9 months. I've never been pregnant before, but that just really sounds like a lot. Next assumption is I assume you had a good childhood. And that is true. I did have a good childhood. I feel that my parents, thanks to them, they did the best they could and worked their butts off to make sure that me and my siblings didn't want for anything. I appreciate them for that, but definitely came with a lot of hard work and responsibility. So, yeah. I assume you are not a pet person. Here's the thing. It's not that I'm not a pet person. Like, I love me a huge dog. Like, I love big dogs. I know people run for them and so scared. I love big dogs. I think they're beautiful. I don't mind petting them. Dogs like barking all crazy, like they don't bother me. I don't know. But I am like such a clean freak to the point where I do not want to deal with any messy pets. So those big dogs, you have to walk them outside. And I know people don't clean the paws of their dog every time they bring them back inside. And I don't feel like I would want to do that either. So I wouldn't get a big dog. Then you got to think about the smell. Then you got to think about the drool. Then you got to think about them tearing up things and all of that. Like, I don't want to deal with that. Cats, absolutely not. Like, it's just a no for me. They smell, they shed, and if they're not the one smelling, their litter box is smelling, like, no, their food smells, I'm cool off that. And then you think about those other type of pets, like, it's clear, I mean, I didn't say it, but snakes and spiders, that's out. Fish, I'm not really a fan of that either. I would do it for my child, but I wouldn't do it for me because I feel like fish tend to have a smell as well. Now, we have a fish tank at my dad's house, and it's not an issue, but yeah, I'm cool off of a fish. I really do like the small dogs. I feel like the most that I would get is a small dog because they can stay inside. However, I don't see me getting that until I have kids. And even when I do have kids, I feel like I'll need a bigger house. And this house, I feel like it's a pretty decent space, but I don't want to have no dog. I don't want to deal with the dog. My family dog hasn't even been over here yet because I don't need her to make any accidents. Not on my carpet. I will cry. So that's why I'm not too fond of pets. That was a lengthy answer, but Your assumption is, I guess is right. I assume you think you're smarter than everyone. I feel that a lot of people assume this about me. Let me tell y'all a secret real quick. Come here. I do not think that um a lot of people think this about me. I do not think I'm smarter than everybody. I feel like that I think out my decision making. So I think about what works best for me. That's how I think about. I really am not even worried about being smarter than the next person. I don't feel like I know everything. I'm always open to take someone's advice, things like that. There's so many people in this world that are smarter than me. I'm not the type person to feel like my option is the only option. I operate on what works best for me, if I'm being honest, when it comes to that. That's not the first time I heard that comment. I don't know why people think that. I kind of do, but then again, I don't. But that's another story for another time. You're judgmental. Well, I guess we can get to the story. Because it's like, here we go. You're judgmental. Now, especially with me doing this podcast, I definitely see why people would feel that I am judgmental. If you put judgmental and opinionated hand in hand, then maybe I can see where you're coming from. I do feel like everyone stays in their own lane. Whatever decisions they choose to do, that's on them. Having this type of platform and just being me to where I would tell my friends, or I'm completely honest with myself too. Like, I'm the biggest critic on myself. Against everyone else, I'm worried about myself always. And what I mean by that is like making sure I'm trying to do the best thing for me in my future self, like not my current self, but my future self. I'm always thinking about that. And I feel like a big part of that would be like, how do I feel about things and my emotions? And the reason why I have so many opinion on things is because I'm like, well, how do you feel about it? Or how would that make you feel if you choose option B instead of option A? So I wouldn't say that I try to judge people. I think God is the only one that can judge, to be honest. Do I have an opinion on things? Yes, I do, as if anyone else does. I just feel that I'm more vocal about it. And if you're close to me, you're going to be the one to hear about it, especially if you're talking to me about it. Like, I'm not going to go out my way and you don't want to hear what I got to say to sit there and say, no, I feel like you should have made this decision and that decision. But if we're talking about something and I feel like something that you did was not smart, I'm going to say it wasn't smart. And I feel that if I do something like that, you should be completely honest with me. Like, we should have that reciprocal, transparent relationship, point blank, period. I lied to y'all not. I am swiping, okay? I'm literally swiping. I want y'all to know that's a judgmental. That said, I think that I'm better than other people. And this one literally says, you think you're better than other people. Like, I cannot make this stuff up. Well, it was smarter than everyone. And then this one says, you think you're better than other people. I don't think that I'm better than anyone, honestly. And as much as people probably would think, because obviously it's y'all think that I think that way, I'm not worried about anybody else around me. My biggest competition is myself. That's in life, that's in whatever I want to accomplish. I don't feel like anything is standing in my way besides me and my decisions in my mind. It's not even like it's the type of thing where I'm just sitting there saying, like, oh, like everyone else is irrelevant in this world. No, I feel like your biggest competition or your biggest concern or worry should be yourself. That's the person that I'm trying to be better than and worried about being better than myself from yesterday. I'm not worried about being better than the next person or um, thinking that I'm better than the next person. Like I said, I make the decisions for myself and what's going to put me in the best position. Well, try to put myself in the best position because I'm only getting older. I'm not getting any younger. So I got to start making decisions that are based off of my future self. And I'm trying to learn how to live more in the present, to be honest. But that's just something that crossed my mind. And when I hear people say things like that, because like I said, this isn't the first time I'm hearing stuff like that. I'm like, I'm only trying to be better than myself yesterday. I'm not worried if I'm better or if I'm viewed as better than the person that's standing next to me. Like, that's not my problem. I don't mean that in a cocky way, conceited way, and I hope nobody perceives it that way. I'm just telling my true thoughts on that because I feel like, especially in the last couple of years, like I've been so worried about me and thinking about myself and been selfish pretty much when it comes to certain things, and not as far as like helping others and everything like that. Like I don't mind being there for others or helping others and stuff, but I've been really selfish because I spent a lot of my life being selfless and caring for other people, and it's now time for me to care for me and love on me and better me. I said, what you doing tomorrow? Like what? Then I have another thing. It's not an assumption, but they said I miss you, Monet. I don't know who you are. This is anonymous. So yeah, you probably were better off with a DM to get a response out of that part. I assume you don't like living alone. No, that's very much not true. I love it. I really love it. I enjoy my own space. I enjoy just taking the time to myself. I can keep my space exactly the way I want it to be. There are days or times where my house is not exactly the way I want it to be. Even right now, like there's so many things that I still want to do with my house. But you know what? Maybe they mean from a different aspect, like as far as like having a partner. I would not mind, but I have to obviously trust you enough for you to for somebody to be living with me and stuff like that. But I think that living with someone eventually would be invading my space? No, because if you're my partner and you're living with me, like I'll be fine with that. Like I'm open to that for my future partner. I'm not saying I'm just moving somebody in, but y'all get what I'm trying to say there. I assume that you're a quiet person. This is a true statement. Um, and I think that the podcast, I know how Key was like, she still perceives me as a quiet person. Like on my podcast, I'm just opinionated. But I think a lot of people think because I speak out on this podcast that this is how I am. I am not like this. If you see me outside somewhere or whatever, I'm very quiet. I'm a nice person though, of course. Um, but I'm not talkative, especially if I'm not feeling your vibe. That's not something that I do. I'll still be nice and respectful because I feel like that's how everyone should be, regardless of who the person is, regardless if you feel the vibe or not. Like, keep it respectful. So, I'll definitely do those things, but in terms of me being buddy buddy with people, or like I know a lot of people, like some people can get around other people and just start conversation about anything. Like I'll keep it very much on a surface. Like, how was your day today? I'm not about to sit there and pour out my business or get into your business and stuff. Um, yeah, I feel like I'm a pretty quiet person, but I know how to have a conversation. So, yeah, that's true. That I'm a heavy dater. Someone assumes I'm a heavy dater. Um, yes and no. If I'm like dealing with you, I would love to go on dates and stuff like that. But I'm not sure what this person was trying to say. Like, if they were trying to say like a heavy dater in or out of a relationship, Now, out of a relationship, in a relationship, I love going on dates. I love spoiling my partner. Like, that's just something that I do. Um, but outside of a relationship, I wouldn't say I'm a heavy dater only because, like, with numerous people, only because, like, I'm very particular about dating other people, especially if I know where I'm at the time, or if I feel that I don't want to date you, I would not have you take me out. Like, I don't believe in wasting people's money. Like, that's not cool, or wasting time either. I like to go out and do things, but with friends and stuff like that. But I'm not a heavy dater to where, like, every time someone offers to take me on a date, I'm taking them up on that offer. Like, that's just not me. You have a small circle. That is true. I'm always around the same people all the time. I have events at my house, is the same exact people. I'm not the type, and the reason why people don't even know that I even throw these parties, because I do throw parties at my house. If I'm being honest, I do not publicly post my stuff. It's definitely like a private invite. I'm not saying like, oh, it's just such a secret. No, it's just like, I don't like having a whole bunch of people. Like, I would get a hall for all that if I wanted to invite the world to my house to come to a party and stuff. I'm a very intimate person, is what I'm saying. So, like, my tight circle or my cousins, like, those are the people that I would love to be in my space for a party. But I'm not gonna sit out here and just invite anyone, or hang around with anyone. Like, some people, you ever see somebody sit there and say, like, oh, I want to go on vacation, and then just pick somebody to go on vacation with? Absolutely not. Like, that's not going to be me. I'm not the type to want to travel with random people. I'm not the type to just, like, meet somebody and automatically let them in my circle. I can't even think of a friend. No, there's two friends that I actually met in the past couple years that got invited into my circle. Besides that, I don't even think I have anybody that's less than 10 years in my circle right now that I've been friends with. I'm not opposed to meeting someone else and inviting them in the circle if I'm really feeling the vibe and the energy and stuff like that. But besides that, I keep the circle, like, super small. You appreciate the little things in life. I absolutely do. Like, I feel like it's just a blessing just to even be here right now, is what I'm saying. Tomorrow is not promised, and it's a blessing that I'm just able to have the relationships that I have with my friends and family. Like, those are the blessings, and those are the little things that I appreciate in life. Say the little things in life or relationships, flowers. Like, I love flowers, roses, stuff like that. Like, I think those things are the little things that I appreciate, instead of like diamonds and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I don't appreciate diamonds. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I love to have flowers or food. Food is the key to my heart. Y'all know this already if you've been watching my videos. So, things like that make me really happy, especially when you get my food right, or especially if you know where I want to go to eat. Like, that makes me happy. We're not a people person. Now, I think I kind of explained it pretty much on how I operate when I'm around other people. I don't know if I would say I'm not a people person. I'm fine with being around others. Do I want to be in the crowd or in the mix all the time? No. Like, that's out. I don't mind going out once in a blue moon, but even then when I go out, it got to be with like a very, very small group. Like, I don't do the whole squad thing. No. Now, for my birthday next year, this is a little like insider. This is completely, I mean, it's not completely off topic. It's kind of relevant. But next year, I would like to do things with like my whole entire friend group for my birthday. So I'm going to have like a 25-day countdown because I'm turning 25. I'm so excited. Oh, by the way, my birthday is next Friday. So that's why I'm talking about my birthday. But anyways, That's only 24. I am not really a people person. I don't like being around a bunch of people all the time or traveling in big crowds and stuff. Even if I have like my big circle, I like to break it up. We travel in small groups. Like, we don't gotta all be there at the same time all the time. I don't mind interacting with people and meeting new people. Like I said, I'm always gonna be kind and sweet and stuff. It's just I'm not the type to just be super friendly with others. So I touched on that pretty much. Don't I guess they meant to say cut people slack. Um when I was younger, I feel that I was way less tolerant, but it was like in an immature way almost because I didn't take into consideration that we're young at the time, so we're going to make mistakes, including myself. Like, I used to beat myself up so bad about making mistakes in life. Um, but I feel the older that I get, not that I'm like super lenient, but I understand that people make mistakes, and I guess that that would be considered cutting them a little slack. So with age, I feel I've began to cut people slack, especially when there's like a reason why something has been done or why they made the decision that they made. They probably felt like it was the best for them. Yeah, so I feel I do cut them a little slack. These are pretty good. I assume you have a boyfriend. I do not have a boyfriend. I addressed the secret boyfriend thing, but your girl is single. You're a player. What? No, you're not watching Keeping It Unfiltered. I am not a player at all. Like I said, I don't waste people's time or waste people's money. I'm very upfront with my feelings. If I feel like, we're better off as friends, I'm literally going to tell you, hey, we're friends. Especially if like you're trying to go out with me or something like that. I'm just going to be straight up and say like, hey, I think that, I just see our relationship just on a friend type time and I don't want to mess up our friendship. So let's just keep it there. Is there a drink somewhere? So I don't have to respond to this, but I want to keep it honest. I think you still F with your ex. Still. In cap locks. Annoying. I had a feeling somebody was gonna say this. If I'm being honest, me and my ex, we don't have any beef. We're cool right now. But heavy on the I'm not dealing with anyone. And I say that because like me and my ex would understand why the nature of our relationship would change, if that makes sense. But right now, I'm chilling and we're chilling. Like, we're cool right now. We don't have beef. I'm mean sometimes. No, I think I definitely got better. I was mean when I was younger. To keep it real, definitely. Oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all heard that. The mic picked that up, but it was like a screech outside. But I feel like I was definitely mean when I was younger. But now I think that I'm honest and I definitely try to watch my words because I used to come off as way too blunt. So I kind of try to find the softer approach when approaching situations. Whoa. First of all, y'all know I hate this bitter word, but if someone says, I think you are bitter, no, for sure not. I'm a very forgiving person, honestly, because God said so. So I believe I'm not allowed to hold any hate in my heart. And if I do have it, I need to do something about that, pray about it, and get over it because, yeah, I shouldn't be feeling that way. And it just would beat me up inside too much to sit there and have hate in my heart for someone. Um, and I don't know if you guys saw this video. It was so long ago. Like, it probably was literally like 8 to 10 years ago, where there was a video where the guy was talking about he had a dream and he wasn't able to get into heaven because he didn't forgive people. And like, That video really changed my life. Ever since then, I have not held a grudge. I do not hold grudges. I used to when I was younger, but no, like I just be like, okay, I need to do some healing so that way I won't be bitter. I believe if you constantly play on your feelings and you constantly stress yourself out about the same exact thing, that can make you become bitter, especially when you're not going through your healing process. And y'all know I don't play about that. So it is the last one. My last and final assumption that I got is that I am passive aggressive, which is completely off. I am not passive aggressive. I'm very straightforward. I don't have a problem with telling someone when they do something to me or when I think something is wrong. The only thing that I want to do is talk in a softer approach, but the message will be delivered. And I'm not saying that like, no, I am saying that to say that it's just blunt like that. Like the message will be delivered because it needs to be delivered. And I don't want to do the beating around a bush thing. Now, you know what? I do beating around a bush, or have done beating around a bush when in a relationship. And that's definitely something that I wouldn't do when getting in a relationship again because it's quite annoying. But yeah, besides that, no, I'm not a passive aggressive person. That is that for this video. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching and participating in the assumption. You guys had some good comments there. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And look out for a vlog. Now that I said it out loud, I definitely have to release it. There will be a vlog coming out. And then I have a special surprise episode coming out too. Should be dropping next week. If it's not dropping next week, it will be dropping soon. I'm definitely trying to post more because, yeah, I just feel like I should be posting more. And as calm as my life is, I have so much fun in it. Doing my own little things, and soon I will vlog and you guys will see. I'm very upset. This is me having a little talking at the end, but very upset that I did not vlog my cookout. I had my first cookout last weekend and we had so much fun. There were so many things that went on. I literally have like a minute of footage like during the time I was cooking and getting things together. But Halloween is coming up and y'all would definitely be getting a video for that. But anyways, that's months later. Okay. See you next Thursday.